down to another video. Today's video we have a very, very special guest. A club that has revolutionised golf for the good. And I am talking about, of course, the Alien Wedge. The ultimate sand wedge, it was branded. Now this was created by Pat Simmons and it is about 20 years old. Now if you don't know anything about this wedge, it is one strange, ugly looking club. No offence to anyone who has this club. But it was created for the sole purpose, it was a one-trick pony, of getting out of the sand, for people who struggle to get out of the sand, and people around the greens trying to get out of tough rough. Now that is literally what it was branded for, and that is all people have bought it for. So I purchased this off of eBay for a minimal £30, and I can say I'm very happy with my purchase. And what I aim to do today is put this through its paces. Is it true? Can you get out of the bunkers every single time? How is it in the rough? And how is it with a full swing? Because I haven't seen anyone try to do a full swing with this. So all I'm going to do today is put this through paces, give it a full review, and see just how good this Alien Wedge really is. So for the first test, I've raked this bunker to get a perfect lie. It is winter and the bunkers are very leafy and weedy, so I've raked it, given myself a good lie. How well does the Alien Wedge work in good conditions? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 3 balls for each test. So the first test is an easy good lie. It's only gone and dunked it. So as you can see, dunking it on my second shot, absolutely crazy. Got a bit happy with myself and then bladed one over the back. But, so technically all 3 did get out of the bunker, just one I bladed. One thing I have learned so far is you do not play it like a normal bung shot. You play it more like I said in the first one, like a fairway chip into a green. Just don't worry about getting behind the ball, just concentrate on hitting the sand and the club will just do all the work for you. Second test is going to be an unraked bunker. So it's winter here in England at the minute and there's a lot of leaves, there's roots growing through and it's wet, it's just not a very nice lie to get in. Usually can be quite hard to use on a normal wedge, but I have faith in this. So second test, not as good. I was really trying to, like you would a normal shot, like get underneath it, clip it. But with this club you just can't do that and you do not get away with it. The club is very heavy and if you get too steep and too deep, the club just sticks in and you just duff it basically. Yes, all 3 get out of the bunker, but they're not exactly very good shots and I would not put this in my bag over one of my clubs. So another thing the instructional video says it will do is get out of a plugged lie very easily. He even steps on the ball.
Now that was out of a good lie, but wait till you see how I hit it out of a buried lie. Matter of fact, I'm gonna step on it.
So I'm gonna do the same. Okay, so 1 ball, step, 2 ball, step, 3 ball, step. Now these balls could not be more plugged if they tried. It's wet sand and I've stepped on them. They are sunk. Now I really feel like I'm gonna have to hit down on these and give it a lot of muscle. So this club is heavy. This is probably heavier than my 3-wood or driver, so let's see what we can do. Okay. Okay. Shot number 2. Oh my God. Shot number 3. Wow. Okay, now that is by far the most impressive so far. Like literally, okay, I hit down quite a lot, used a lot of force, but the ease they came out, you felt the club hit the sand and it just literally didn't go any further, stopped, popped the ball out beautifully. That is impressive. So I think the Alien has passed its bunker test. I think it's now time to play around a little and go into the deep rough and see how this gets out of the deep rough. So you won't want to be too far away from the flag in using this club because it has a 65-degree loft. So I'm about 20 yards away and I'm going to put it green side in some deep rough, 3 balls, see how it copes. I even did it 3rd time because I remembered in the instruction video he did say in the rough to turn the head a little bit, so I'm going to try that.
And the most important thing you must remember about the Alien wedge is to keep the face toed in or closed.
So final judgment out of the rough. I've actually hit 10 balls and I couldn't quite figure out if it was me or the club. Some were slicing up in the air right, some were just thinning because the leading edge is just like so big. I look down at it and all I see is just thin. And I suppose you're supposed to hit the bottom of the club and that goes across the grass rather than in and pops the ball up, but I just can't get used to that. Maybe if you practice with this club it would be a bit more beneficial, but I think to put that much effort and practice into a club that is completely different to all your other clubs and you can't do anything else with is, for me, it's a no. Now for someone who's struggling to get out of the bunker and to maybe just give them a bit of confidence, maybe get that feeling of how the ball enters the sand, yes, I would 100% agree with that. It will get you out of the sand every time. I did not leave it in the sand once, but I also finned it out, I also fatted it out, and I also spun it into the hole, which I can't believe. It was probably one of the best shots I've ever had. You do get an absolute crazy amount of spin with this club, I will give it that. The greens here are very wet, that helps as well, but I don't know if it's the grooves or the loft or both, probably both, but you get a lot of spin. I can understand why people bought this club, but I can understand why a lot of people would not even go anywhere near it. So now for the final test, we're gonna have even more fun, and I'm gonna go back about 50, 60 yards and see what we can do with a full swing. Now this could get very, very messy, and I can see a divot the size of a dead cat coming up. So I've paced out 50 yards, the pin is now here. I'm gonna hit 3 full swings with the camera this end, and then I'm gonna take the camera that end and hit some shots into the green and see what the spin is like. So, hit 3 balls, none of them hit the green. All they want to do is just pop up into the air to the right. Everything just goes to the right. Now, I've adjusted things and everything is still going to the right. I adjusted things so much on the last one, I absolutely sculled it, and that ball is probably in 2 pieces in bloody Cancun now. But I'm going to put the camera on the facing the green and hit some balls in, see if I can actually hit the green, and then see what the spin's like. But this shot is just definitely not made for this sort of shot. I know that, it's just for a bit of fun. Okay, I've figured it out. It's not me, it's the club. It's that far open. The club just, everything goes to the right. It just pops up in the air, goes to the right, which is exactly what you want from a bunker, which is why it's meant for a bunker and not to be full swung on a fairway. But, you know, we're just having some fun. But for even more fun, now that I've figured that out, all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna aim really far left, but it's gonna land on the green next to the flag and spin. That's the only way you could play this from a fairway, is aim stupidly far left, straight, and it will go straight right. So I'm pretty sure I gave this alien club a very, very good and thorough review. I put it through its paces. Overall, quite disappointed. If 20 years ago I paid all that money for it, I don't know how much it was back in them days, but if I'd have paid that much money back in them days, I would be very disappointed. If you are solely using this for the sand and to get out of bunkers, yes, highly recommend it. Does it do anything that the other clubs do? Kind of, but with a bit of practice, just go to your pro, learn how to get out of a bunker with your other wedges. Can it do anything else? No. Can you chip out the rough with it? Not really. That's why it tells you to turn the club face, because the club face is that open, everything just goes right and up in the air. You can't do full shots with it, it's terrible around the greens, and that's the review I would give it. So it won't be making its way into my bag, but if you are struggling to get out of the bunkers, I would give it a go. Maybe buy mine off me, because I ain't gonna use it. So this video has been this video has been so much fun. Please give this video a like if you like this video. I'm going to be doing more of these videos with different clubs, so stay tuned for them. Subscribe so you get notified by clicking that bell, and I'll see you in the next video, because this plane is about to ruin my outro. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta.